welcome back to the Discraft CCR Open, fueled by Great Lakes Discs, presented by Nate Davis Disc Golf. I'm Chili in the studio here with Josh. How we doing, Josh?
Doing well, Chili. How are you doing?
Doing good. All right, we're heading into the back nine of the River's Edge course at Burchfield Park. Kind of going to be some tough holes. You got to maneuver through the woods. What are we looking at, Josh?
We're looking to see if Emerson can continue on the heater that he started out with 7 down on the front 9. So I'm hoping that he can keep that going on the back and just tear this course up.
Yep. Yeah, we're watching the Chase card here, and at a beautiful course in Burchfield over in Holt, Michigan.
Yeah, right now, Emerson shot himself up into second place on the leaderboard with that front 9. A little bit of the local wildlife out to see the disc golf. We're going to join our card on hole 10, which is another par 4 to start off our back 9. You really just want to push as straight as you can, avoiding all these trees in the middle of the fairway, and probably land up here on the left side where the drone's flying over right now, and then you want to just bend something up to the right and get yourself in position for your birdie. You do want to be mindful that the river comes into play right behind that basket, and it is surprisingly easy to reach that river. As you can see, this is only a 467-foot hole, so even if you hit an early tree trying to go for it, saving your birdie, it's easy to find the river long.
Oh, misfire by Emerson. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's going to be kind of off into the woods on the left side where it's going to be kind of difficult to scramble from.
Yeah, Connor and Jesse got up there. See what Luke does here.
Playing a hyzer flip, gets a little bit of late turn. It's some aggressive late turn, actually.
Wow, that thing really flipped over, didn't it?
Yeah. Emerson rolls off the fairway a little bit there, but he's still going to be in position to save his par, I think.
Great upshot there. Chance to tap in for birdie.
Connor's hoping to do the same thing here. And does it. Luke with a brilliant scramble from the right side of the fairway there. Pinched off on a knee. Well executed shot.
Yep, Emerson having to put in work on this hole here.
Kind of fades out to the right there a little bit, but it is kind of thin on that side, so he's going to have a pretty reasonable putt. Just sends it a little high.
Yeah, it's kind of an uncharacteristic miss there, but a little bit in his way when he was putting.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he takes a bogey here. He'll come back though. We know Emerson. The rest of the guys, they're tapping in for birdies. Played this hole kind of perfectly, if you will, in their own fashion, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, Luke had to scramble a little bit from being out of position off of his tee shot, but be able to get that birdie and move on. All right, hole 11 is kind of a beautiful little hole. It's one of my favorite holes on the course. It's a very, very gentle hyzer line from the tee pad. You've got a little bit of a gap you've got to hit right off the tee pad, then you just want the disc to sit up flat and push forward before fading not too hard at the end. I feel like it's a little bit more difficult to maneuver the forehand through here, but I bet you Yessie is going to throw a butte.
Yeah, I like the shape of this hole for the, being a lefty. I kind of like that play. You can kind of bend one and let it finish out slowly. I feel like it plays a little further than 358.
I feel like it does as well. Luke coming up a little long. Emerson just not quite getting the forehand to hold over as long as he wanted.
Oh, yes, he's bit just catches the rim.
It's a pretty common landing spot, just a little bit shy, a little bit left. There's a bunch of, as you can see, down trees and everything over there you've got to contend with to get your putt through. Just makes footing a little awkward on there, over there.
Luke making it look easy.
Connor as well.
Pretty routine there. Emerson's just got to bang this and get his par, get himself back on track.
I know he's not happy with taking a par on that. That's one of the holes that feels like one of the must-get birdies on the back.
Yeah, and he went bogey par. I'm pretty sure he's not happy. So, but he's got a good attitude. So
yeah. All right, hole 12. The drone's flying down the pathway here, but the main fairway is going to be a little bit to the right here where it's flying through. This one's only 446. So if you can really push it far, like I know some of these guys can, and get a late turn, there is an eagle chance on this hole. I don't know if they're going to... I'm curious to see how aggressive they get.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a cool hole. I like how it plays.
Connor's just trying to cut the corner. Just really send it through there with some power straight at the basket. If you don't hit anything and get through, you can be in really good shape for the eagle. Luke's trying the same thing, just a little bit higher. Catches some lettuce, but knocks him down right there on the corner. He should have an easy pitch up for his 3.
Yessie with a really nice forehand play here.
This is beautiful. Makes the corner, skips up. He's going to have a... still circle 3 for his eagle.
Emerson smashing a forehand as well. Oh, he's caught up early.
Just needed to beat that corner and he would have been in great shape.
Connor with a over the top. Yep, gets out there for a putt.
Luke with the high spike. Sits right there.
Trying to hit the cameraman. Oh, good bounce.
Yeah.
Yessie for eagle.
Just a little bit too much turn at the top, but it's going to be a tap-in birdie. Connor's just not quite putting through the basket on that one.
Yep, a little undercommitted there. Luke, he sure has that smooth putt, doesn't he?
He really does.
Just kind of looks like it's effortless.
Everything he does looks effortless.
Emerson knocking down the birdie.
There's his bounce back.
Yep. Yes, he gets the birdie. Only one on the card that's slightly disappointed, I'm sure.
I think so, yeah.
So.
Alright, coming into hole 13, you can see there's a bunch of trees in the way on this fairway, but there is a nice little gentle hyzer line similar to hole 11, just a lot shorter. You really just want to get something on a hyzer that sits up flat, pushes, and then fades a little bit at the end. You can really just throw a hyzer up here like Luke is doing and still be in position just like that.
Yeah. Almost perfect.
There is a really sneaky forehand flex play if you ignore the fairway on the right and push it to the left. Shout out to my buddy Alex Moser, who loves throwing that one. Great shot by Yessi. Just gets a little bit long, but he should have a putt.
Emerson puts a good turn on that.
Yeah, I thought it was a little wide out of his hand, but he missed the trees. Got up there, just edge of circle. It kind of looks like. Oh, and Connor just a little bit inside, but gets lucky to miss the guardian trees there. Gives himself a putt. Does not find the river. Luke knocking down his birdie. Saying thanks to the crowd.
Oh, there were some river goers that passed through. It was pretty funny.
You know, there were some river goers during my round too, and they tried to work me on a putt too.
Yeah. You mentioned Alex Mosier. He did the commentary with me last year on.
Yeah.
So no stranger to the folks that follow Nate Davis disc golf. All right, so a few birdies and just the one par there. So not a bad hole though.
Not terrible, no. I'm sure Connor's a little disappointed. This is another one of those par threes on the back that you really want to get yourself a putt at.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, hole 14, one of our last remaining two par fours on the back. This one's pretty tricky. The tee pad is not quite facing in the direction that you want to throw. You want to bend something left to right to get just around this corner and somewhere up in this area to then approach either through this gap, or there is a nice little hyzer gap on the right side between a couple of trees that you can take to approach the basket. I'm curious to see how far up the fairway these guys can really push it. Alright, gets a little bit off to the right, but kicks down still in the gap that you want to hit. You should be in good position. This is a tough one for a forehand.
Yeah, he's just playing position here.
Yeah.
Yep. Something about Luke's shot. That thing was a rocket, actually. You didn't see it on the catch camera, but he hit the tree above him, like 20 feet in the air above my head.
He was going for it.
Yeah. Emerson with a more traditional play on this hole.
Yep. Oh, that's picture perfect.
Yep.
You could ask for it to finish a little bit more left, but honestly, if I could place my disc right there on every shot, I'd take it.
Yep. There you go. That's the perfect one, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this hole's opened up a little bit over the years now.
It has.
It used to be thicker, kind of played different back in the day.
It also is in its second iteration of this hole, too. I don't know if you remember back in the day, this used to be the lightning bolt hole.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, it used to have a different shape, yep.
So I'm much happier with the hole in this shape. It feels much more like a disc golf hole. The older one was not quite ideal.
Yeah. Emerson plays out and around.
Had the most air to work with on that side, and beautiful result.
Didn't even look like from the catch camera position that there was that much gap over there, but he made it work.
Yes, he just not quite enough hyzer on that release to get it to bend back left.
And Connor trying to make his par after an unforced error.
That gap can be kind of tricky to get through, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I thought he had that.
He saves par. I guess that was I thought he was shooting for par. I forgot this was a par 4.
Yep. So yeah, you got room to, as long as you get off the tee clean, you've got room to make one mistake.
Yeah.
You don't want to, but
No, this feels like you need to get the 3 or better on this hole, so.
Emerson taking the nice birdie.
When you get to that open position, kind of like where Connor landed, you almost feel like there's such a throw-in potential if you just throw a putter straight in.
Yep. And you feel like you really have to get the birdie too from that position.
Yep.
Hole 15 is really straightforward. It's a 300-foot hole, just dead straight. You've got some trees and stuff on the left or right, really no OB to speak of. You just really want to get whatever you can, throw straight.
This hole sponsored by Josh Sywick.
Yeah, and that's where they put my T sign this year.
Awesome. Good job on that.
Luke playing up the left-hand side, getting it flat, but no turn. Still going to be putting for his birdie. Ooh. Looks like he put a really good run on that. Emerson kind of in danger over here. Plunges through to the edge of the circle, though. He should be able to save his par. Good bid by Connor.
Showing a little frustration there.
Yeah. Trying to make that correction from the missed low putt and just overcorrecting. What a great save by Emerson.
That's huge after hitting first available,
Yeah.
pretty much, yeah.
Luke with the easy birdie. I understand that miss by Emerson, though, that the temptation is to throw something kind of flippy up the left-hand side and just let it get up flat and push a little bit right and sit down. And so when you overcommit to that left side, it's easy to get caught up in that stuff.
Yeah. Good birdie by Yessie there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is one that hurts, though, when you take the 3, because it's
yeah.
there. I mean, the ace is there, the deuce is there, so, yeah. Good fly back for Emerson on that par save.
All right, hole 16 is our last par 4 on this course. You really just want to get straight up this gap and pick a side of that big tree in the middle. You probably don't want to go to the right side, but I've seen it work. You really just want to fade out into this area here unless you're throwing the power forehand flex and trying to really get up for the eagle look. Most players, I think, are just going to be trying to get straight up the gap, fade to the left, and then throw a little chip forehand into the green.
Yeah, I agree. That's the play. Play forward. Maybe in doubles play, it makes sense to be real aggressive and try and get that eagle, but the river on the left, you're really putting a lot of risk on the shot.
Yeah. That river does come into play pretty quick.
Oh, yeah. And if you catch any of these trees, it's potentially... Well, he kicked the good way, right? To the good side.
That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
Emerson finding the right side of the tree. I think got a little turn on that, but should be just fine. Connor just a little bit early. That's kind of the common miss, trying to get something to flip up and just not quite committing to it.
Oh, pushes close to the OB over there.
Mm-hmm. But I think he stayed safe. He pitching up, just making the corner. He's going to have himself a putt for birdie.
Yep, Emerson getting it up there. That was a nice shot.
Yeah. About circle's edge for Connor.
And Luke just lays one up. Potentially could have thrown that in for
Yeah.
the eagle, huh? That was a good look at it from his view.
Yeah, I didn't realize he pushed that far up the fairway.
Yeah.
Connor showing some frustration there. Just can't quite find the middle. Jesse with a good birdie putt. Keeping pace with Emerson.
Three birdies and a par here. Oh, no bogey. That's right. He had that one errant shot. That's right.
He tried to bend to the right side of the tree, and it was a risky shot.
Yep. Unfortunate there.
All right, hole 17 is a tricky little short guy. You've got the river on the right, and the hole bends from the left to the right. So you really do, if you're throwing the backhand, you want to get something that just sits up flat and bends a little bit. I also see people throw this wide forehand, and you really just don't want it to skip. You also really don't want to hit that tree. But when you're getting up towards the basket, you want it to spike or throw it way wide so that when it does skip, it's got plenty of ground to move on.
I always thought this was just an easy little putter shot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. I'm a lefty. That was a great shot.
And honestly, even as a righty, you can't go wrong just throwing it dead straight.
Yeah.
You just throw a nice little standstill straight shot, and you're going to get right about there. But, I mean, Emerson throws a beaut. Connor coming up just a little bit short, but not finding the OB.
Yeah, he holds on to the edge there.
Luke giving it a safe little hyzer run. Oof, almost cashes it.
Yeah, that would have been cool if he connected there. Connor to get to 15 under.
There you go, Connor.
He needed it.
Mm-hmm.
Luke just knocking down his par.
Sure, he's disappointed in that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this kind of look at this one almost as a par 2 here.
Yeah.
And the rest of the guys get the birdies. Moving on to the 18th.
All right, final hole of our round 2. Hole 18 is a nice little hyzer line up this gap. You can see that the river's still on the right. You really just want to kind of push straight and fade into the hill and skip up towards it. You can see this tree right in front of the tee pad is really the only obstacle that you got to pick a side. There is a left gap. It's kind of finicky if you want to go up the left-hand side, but it is the safer bit if you're worried about catching something and getting kicked right out of bounds. I see a lot of people throw just right up the middle.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised by these forehand plays around the outside rather than the backhand.
I am too. I wonder if that comes from being afraid of hitting that tree in the middle, because you can't really tell from the... Oh, what a beautiful shot. Just absolutely pins it. Good job, Connor. You can't really tell from the camera angle, but on the tee pad it does feel like that tree is right in front of you. Luke also putting it up right next to the bucket to finish with his round with a birdie. Emerson with a great upshot.
Just wanted a little too much there.
Mm-hmm. I think he knew he had the opportunity to, take a stroke on Emerson. Sometimes that gets in your head. But at least he didn't roll away.
Yeah, he got a good bounce or a good landing off that.
I've seen discs roll away on this basket, catch edge, roll underneath that fence, and right out of bounds.
Yeah,
it's dirty.
Well, good finish there for those guys.
Yeah, really good round by Emerson and Jesse.
Yep, yeah, they both got to 20 under. I think in general the field shot pretty hot this day.
Oh yeah,
on moving day, that's for sure. So, taking a look at the leaderboard here, GT's out front there with a 15 under on that round. put him to 27, so he's got a nice cushion going into the final round on the three-way tie at 20, I believe it was.
Yeah, GT Hancock was just lighting it up out there. But still, still some great golf played by our card. Really nice to see them, shred this course, which is one of the more challenging courses in the area for, the general AM players to score on.
Yep. Yeah, those guys, they played great. Two of the guys moved up off the chase card. They'll be on leader card tomorrow, so... All right, that wraps up the second round coverage of the Discraft CCR Open, fueled by Great Lakes, presented by Nate Davis Disc. Thanks for joining me today, Josh.
Happy to be here.
Yeah. And remember, keep a positive attitude. It'll lead to a negative score. Tune in for the third round.